Long ago, in the mighty kingdom of Zoruba, King Maland ruled with wisdom and strength. His land flourished under his reign, and his people never knew hunger or war. But beyond the golden fields and towering mountains of Zoruba, there was a place of fear, a river called Mbangikfu, the river of silent death. For generations, elders whispered its warnings to children around the fire, no one who drinks from Mbangikfu lives to tell the tale. Some were found lifeless, their eyes frozen wide in terror. Others simply vanished, as if the river had swallowed them whole. Despite the legends, the river remained a mystery. Some believed it was cursed by angry spirits. Others said it was the resting place of an ancient demon waiting for a soul to claim. But one thing was certain, no one, not even the bravest warriors, dared go near it. One fateful year, the rains did not come. The rivers shrank, the wells dried, and the crops withered under the burning sun. The people of Zoruba grew desperate, their lips cracked from thirst. The only water that remained was the cursed river, Mbangikfu. At first, no one spoke of drinking from it. But as days turned into weeks, the fear turned to madness. People whispered in the markets, in the fields, in their homes. What if the curse is just a tale? Maybe the old ones lied to keep the river for themselves. The king drinks from golden goblets while we die in the dust. And from the shadows, one man fanned the flames of rebellion, Chief Boroka, the king's most trusted advisor. A man of power, but not of honor. He had always envied Maland's throne, and now, the drought gave him an opportunity. Boroka gathered his men in the dead of night. The people are weak. Their minds are filled with fear. But fear can be turned into rage. We will make them see, Maland must drink from the river first. If he survives, we all shall drink. But if he dies, he grinned. Then Zoruba will need a new king. By morning, the crowd gathered outside the palace gates. Women held their crying children. Men, their bodies weakened by thirst, held their fists in the air. Drink, King Maland, they chanted. Drink from Mbangikfu and prove you are one of us. Maland, standing tall in his golden robe, gazed upon his people with sorrow. He did not fear death, but he feared the ignorance that had poisoned their hearts. He knew if he refused, he would be seen as a coward. If he drank, he might not live to see another sunrise. The wise king took a deep breath and turned to his people. If my death will quench your thirst for truth, then so be it. He took his royal goblet, walked through the trembling crowd, and dipped it into the black waters of Mbangikfu. The river seemed to darken as his cup filled. A cold wind howled through the land, though the sun burned fiercely in the sky. As Maland raised the goblet to his lips, a whisper slithered from the depths of the river. Do not drink, O wise king, or you will see what no man must see. The voice was neither of a man nor a beast. It was ancient. Hollow. Knowing. But the king did not falter. He drank deeply. For a moment, nothing happened. The people gasped. Perhaps the curse was a lie. Perhaps Mbangikfu was just a river. Then, King Maland's eyes widened. His body stiffened. His breath came in ragged gasps. His hands trembled as he clutched his head. And then, in a voice unlike his own, he spoke. The river is alive, it watches, it remembers. His voice cracked as if he had seen horrors beyond mortal understanding. His body convulsed. Then, with a final, broken whisper, he gasped. It knows our sins. And with that, King Maland collapsed lifeless. A hush fell over the crowd. Boroka, unable to hide his grin, stepped forward. The king is dead, he declared. The throne is mine. With a triumphant smirk, he grabbed Maland's goblet and filled it with water from Mbangikfu. See. The river is no god. It is no curse. It is only water. And with that, he drank. The moment the water touched his tongue, Boroka screamed. His body twisted unnaturally, his skin blackening like burnt wood. His eyes rolled back, and his voice turned to a gurgling whisper. The river, it waits, it sees. And then, with one last shudder, he fell, his body turning to dust. The people screamed and fled. Some fell to their knees, wailing. Others ran as far as their weakened legs could carry them. But just as chaos threatened to consume Zoruba, a lone figure emerged from the crowd, Princess Nyanda, the king's daughter. With steady hands, she knelt beside her father's body and placed her palm upon his chest. The moment she did, a deep rumble came from the river. The black waters churned violently, and the sky darkened. Then, a voice, ancient, powerful, yet sorrowful, rose from the depths of Mangikfu. You who have not betrayed, you who have not sought power through greed, step forward. Nyanda, though trembling, lifted her chin. I seek no power. I seek no crown. I only ask, return my father's soul, and I will give you mine. The river fell silent. Then, slowly, the black waters turned clear. The land trembled, then Malan's body stirred. With a deep gasp, the king opened his eyes, life returning to him. A great wind howled, and the dust that was once Baroka scattered into nothingness. The people of Zoruba fell to their knees, weeping in joy and fear. The curse was lifted, but the river's lesson remained. From that day forward, the people of Zoruba never let greed or ignorance guide them again. They built a shrine beside Mangikfu, honoring its power and remembering its warning. And though the river no longer claimed lives, its whispers still echoed in the night, reminding all who listen that the river never forgets.